Dear friends, have you ever been asked the question, what is the difference between religion and spirituality? Because I know I've been asked it many times. And in the early days, I would have said they were both the same. Because I guess I was stuck in a mindset where my life and my relationship with God was very much influenced by a negative philosophy. A God of fear, not love. And I know that over the last 12 years, involved in training therapists to work with the Christ Magdalena energy and embrace the esoteric teachings of our brother and sister Essenes, I had a complete awakening of my heart. Because we learn so much from others, don't we? When we come to a meditation and we invite the Spirit of God with all the holy men and women from all faith traditions to join us and speak with us. And I know I have so many fond memories of very special people who touched my life, particularly on this subject. Is there a difference between religion and spirituality? And 5 years ago, one evening, out of the blue, I had a telephone call, and it was from a beautiful spiritual lady in Southern Ireland. And she shared with me about her faith journey, and she apologized for not getting to one of the healing weekends that I was running in Dublin. But she said, did I mind her singing to me? And I said, of course not. You're paying for the phone call. And she sung to me the most beautiful ballad, The Celtic Blessing. And then she asked me, what is the difference between religion and spirituality? Well, she caught me off guard because I hadn't had time to reflect in my heart. So I asked her to explain to me her understanding. And she said this: religion is for those of us who live in fear of hell. And spirituality is for those of us who've come through hell. Well, you could have picked me up off the floor. I thought, I've read many books on the spiritual life, and I've attended many seminars, and I've listened to many people, but I have never, ever heard such a powerful definition and description of religion and spirituality. And you know, in my heart, a lot of what she said resonated, because I can only speak for myself. I guess I lived in fear of hell because I was exposed to that mindset that hell was for those who turned their back on God. And moving on, many years on, I continued to subscribe to that definition, and I've shared it with so many people as I've shared it with you. And recently, some of our new oblates have started the Tree of Life course, and I was very privileged to read one of the assignments on this very same subject from one of our sisters, Sister Polly. And I didn't ask Sister Polly's permission, which is naughty, but I will do. And this is what Sister Polly had to say, and again, it resonates completely with my heart. She says, to me there is a world of difference between religion and spirituality. And I believe that it has occurred because of man's belief that he was somehow equal, if not greater than that which created us, followed by separation from the source, the need to feed growing egos, to go it alone, to use and abuse power and feed material lust for more of everything, whether it was needed or not. A state of separation. More often than not, it is man's interpretation of these teachings that turn what fundamentally may be good into something which can be used as a tool for the few, to distort the truth, to manipulate, to control, to oppress, to use and abuse the many. Religion seems to embrace doctrine, dogma and ritual, which can have their place, but she said for her, it does not embrace love of life and has never given her that spark of recognition of the divine. How interesting is that? Religion is on the outside, spirituality is on the inside. Spirituality for me is about embracing life in all forms, good, bad, indifferent, and learning the greater lesson. It is a connection to something much bigger than I am, a connection to the creator of all that is, and recognizing that source deep within me and all other creations. Spirituality uses all the senses, joyfully surrendering and being inspired and guided from within, a sense of knowing, living in harmony, love, respect, and honoring all things. And I can understand why Sister Polly was inspired to say that, because we both have a similar background coming from the nursing profession, where we gave many years of our life in divine service. And I can understand today why so many are abandoning the conventional churches or religions of the world and seeking a simple path, a path of simplicity, of finding God. And though many have been alienated by religion because of being different, many go on to find their own God, who is the same God, but may have labeled him with a new name. And I think it's powerful that the spirit of change with the messengers of God, that they don't give up on us. And though many of us have been exposed to fundamentalism and a negative religion, God is a good shepherd. And the good shepherd who laid down his life for his sheep will not give up on any. And I remember a beautiful friend who was a nun, and we called her Sister Valium because she was on Valium. But she always said to me, Jesus is the hound of heaven. And you may give up on him, but he will never give up on you. And I often think of that when I'm at my lowest point. So for me, religion had an important part to play in that it laid a foundation. And as I grew and explored my spirituality, and I found not a God of fear, but a God of love, I began to realize that there's more to this relationship than dogma. It's a relationship that must be built on love. And it's a relationship that asks us to surrender our heart. And if we find it difficult to ask or what to say, we just stay in the silence of the moment, thanking God for explaining the absolute truths to us, so that we can return home to a loving God.